Hey everybody, Ryan here with Ray's latest. And today we're going to talk about Drew Rasmussen pitching live for the first time this spring, as well as Jacob Melton's kind of turning a lot of heads this year, including Kevin Cash's, as well as the new stadium update that goes along with DeSantis giving the Tampa Bay Rays and the Hillsborough College about 22 acres of land for extra development. But we'll get into that towards the end of this. But first, I want to talk about Drew Rasmussen. He pitched his first 2 innings of live work on some of the backfields in Port Charlotte yesterday. He says, "It went well. We worked on exactly what it is we wanted to work on. Getting the opportunity to see hitters, reactions was great. Velo was good. Command was pretty solid, especially here in the early going, which I couldn't have said last week." So this is good. Having his velocity, his command, kind of where he wants it at this time. It's good. There's no setbacks. He's definitely on track for opening weekend. And I think it's great for the Rays. I think it's great for him. If he feels confident in what he's doing, confident in the abilities that he has, I think it's fantastic for him. He then goes on to say, "So it's just a slow improvement, right? It'll continue to get better and things will continue to refine themselves. So after Wednesday, pretty happy with how things went." So he's definitely saying that this was kind of in regards to what he was talking about, that they kind of lowered the top of the strike zone a little bit. And so he's continuously trying to work on having his fastball a little bit lower in the zone, obviously, because if you lower the top of the strike zone where you've always thrown your fastball at the top of the zone, it's not going to cut it now that you have to throw it a little bit lower. So those types of refinements, those types of changes with accuracy and things of that nature, it is it's tough to do from a pitching perspective. So I think that him just being able to get control of it and kind of start forming and changing the way his maybe his release height is, things of that nature, eyesight with those pitches and things like that. Getting that kind of refined now is going to be great come opening weekend, and I'm really excited to kind of see how he performs. And then just kind of like a miscellaneous pitching thing that him and Cash were talking about. He said because the Rays allowed 152 stolen bases last season, which was the third most in Major League Baseball. He says there were times that our pitchers got exposed. And Kyle Schneider has done a good job of making that a point of emphasis this spring that we are going to hold runners better. And it says among pitchers who caught Cash's eye Tuesday were Joe Boyle, who had an inconsistent 2025, and lefty reliever Cam Booser, AAA non-roster invite, kind of kind of did pretty well in Kevin Cash's eyes these past couple days. So that's exciting to see. And I know a lot of people are really high on Joe Boyle, me and myself included. I think he's going to be great. I think that you're paying Matt a lot of money, so you're going to primarily see him to start the season in the back end of that rotation, in my opinion. But I would not be surprised if Joe Boyle kind of cracks that maybe six starter role or pushes one of the two back that we just signed into kind of either a relief role, a long relief role, an opening role, something like that. So keep an eye out on Joe Boyle and kind of see how he progresses and see if he kind of takes a step further than some of our other rotation options as of right now. But we'll kind of see how he continues to trend up, and I'm excited to see what he does. But in regards to lowering the stolen base count, 152 in 162 games is absurd. So I think that that's definitely a thing that we need to focus on. And knowing that the coaching staff and pitching staff is actively working on this, along with the catchers, is great to know about. And I think it's going to be good kind of transition into the season and try to lower that number as best as possible. The next thing I want to talk about is Jacob Melton is continuing to turn heads. Like I've been saying this whole offseason, I'm really excited about him, and I think that he should be our guy in right field, but we'll kind of see how that translates closer towards the season. If he continues to turn heads like he is in spring, we could see some additions to him being on the 26-man roster come opening day. But Kevin Cash goes to say he hits the ball incredibly hard. I mean, off the bat, he hits the ball like Yandy Diaz and Caminero do. That hard. He said it really jumps off his bat, which if your coach is comparing you to Yandy Diaz and Junior Caminero on exit velocity and swing speed, you're pretty up there with how hard you can hit the ball. And I think that him being able to hit the ball at such a high level in minimizing the amount of swing and miss and the amount of chase percentage that he has. I think that's going to be huge for how he can develop as a player. And I think that just this spring, just facing major league arms for the next month and a half, I think it's going to be huge for him. And I think that if he's turning heads now, I think the sky's the limit for him. And I think it's going to be great. And he says some of the first conversations I had with him, just come in, be yourself, let the cards fall. Obviously, they acquired me and they saw something that they liked, so I think that's a really cool thing. It kind of frees me up to go out and be myself. And like I said, you enjoy every day and make the most of it. So he's excited to be in Tampa. He then goes on to say he heard about trade rumors and things like that, and he was on his way home for Christmas break or Christmas when his teammates from Houston were texting him, "Hey, like you got traded." So he said he calls his wife and said, "Hey, did I get traded?" She said, "Yes, you got traded to Tampa." And he goes on to say, he said, "I was thrilled. I mean, Houston's a great organization. They do a lot of things the right way, but to come to another organization that is looked at in the same light, especially from the player development side, I think is really special and it's a really cool opportunity. So I'm thrilled to be here." So knowing that he's excited to be in Tampa, obviously, is great. I mean, I obviously thought he was excited to be in Tampa as well. He's got a fresh start, new opportunity to play in the outfield. And I think that him coming out and saying that the player development side of things is what he's looking at is nice to see. And I think he's going to do great. I think he's going to do numbers for us. And I think that just his progression over time is going to be fantastic. So I'm excited to see how he kind of transitions this spring. And then the last thing I want to talk about is a new stadium update. So the state will consider transferring 22 acres of land to Hillsborough College for the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium. It says the 22 acres is supposed to be three plots above the campus along Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard near George Steinbrenner Field. Then they go on to say it's likely that these 22 acres will be home to a lot of the commercial development, so it'll be a special tax district, and that money will help finance this project. So this is nice. I mean, obviously the state has come out, DeSantis has come out and said multiple times that the state's not paying any of it, and then he comes out and says, "Oh, well, we'll change the roads and we'll do stuff like that." And then I think it's slowly transitioning into him being like, okay, we'll give you a little bit of this, we'll give you a little bit of that, kind of try to maximize the potential of what this can be. So just over time, DeSantis slowly kind of transitioning over to giving the Rays money for this new stadium. I think it's great. And I think once we finally truly get to where we want to be at with the development of this, I think we could see some state money kind of getting put into this. And I think that would be huge for the Rays ownership and huge for the Rays organization just to be able to get any extra dollars that they can to do this. And I think DeSantis knows that baseball in Tampa, it would be great for the state's economy. And I think that having this new system of Rays, Bucks, all right next to each other with the college. I think it'd be great for the college, which I think he's said multiple times of this is great for enrollment numbers and student life and things like that. So I think we're going to start seeing a little more development when it comes to taxpayer funding and things like that with the stadium. But the new 22 acres of land addition to this already 113 acres that they have is going to be nice just to be able to put some more, like you said, the commercial district in there. So I'm excited to kind of see how those renderings kind of shape up and kind of see where the money front comes in from the stadium perspective. But you guys let me know what you guys think about Rasmussen's first outing of the spring, as well as what you think about Jacob Melton kind of transitioning over to maybe being one of our starting outfielders this season. And let me know also what you think about the new commercial district and the state funding with the stadium. And you guys have a great one.